Why Capricorn takes so long to commit. Have you ever loved a Capricorn? Then you know exactly what that feeling is like. They look at you in a way no one else does. They listen to every word you say as if it were sacred. They show up when you need them, quiet, steady, present. And then, silence. No, are we official? No, are we exclusive? No concrete plans. Just a back and forth that leaves you groundless, unsure whether what you have is real or whether you've been imagining the whole thing. And the worst part? They clearly like you. That's what makes it so confusing. It's not indifference. It's something else entirely, something most people never stop to truly understand. Today, here on Capricorn Secrets, I'm going to show you what's really happening underneath that armor. Why does Capricorn take so long to commit? It's not fear. It's not games. And it is definitely not a lack of feeling. It's something much deeper. And once you understand it, everything will finally make sense. First things first, we need to destroy a myth. Most people believe that committing is an emotional act. You feel that spark, your heart races, and you decide, this is the one. You jump. For Capricorn, commitment has never worked like that, and it never will. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of time, responsibility, and structure. While other signs live love in the present, Capricorn lives love in the future. When a Capricorn thinks about committing, they're not just thinking about you right now. They're imagining you 5 years from now, 10 years, on hard days, through crises, in moments when the romance fades and all that's left is the choice to stay. They are testing you against time, and that is not coldness. That is the most serious form of love that exists. Think of it this way. For Capricorn, commitment is a construction, like a house. You don't put the roof on before making sure the foundation is solid, right? They're building that foundation with you, quietly, brick by brick. But you can't see it because you're looking at the roof that doesn't exist yet. The problem is that the modern world has no patience for foundations. The culture of fast relationships, social media declarations, becoming official in the first week, all of that is completely foreign to the Capricorn soul. And when you push a Capricorn to commit before they're ready, you don't speed up the process. You crack the foundation, and then they pull away, not because they don't love you, but because you just showed them you don't understand how they love. There's something else that needs to be said, something most Capricorn videos completely ignore. Capricorn is afraid. Not the fear you show, not the fear you whisper to your best friend at 2 in the morning. The silent fear. The fear that's been buried so deep, they don't even recognize it as fear anymore. Capricorn, more often than not, grew up learning that showing need is weakness. That depending on someone is a risk. That love, real, deep, surrendered love, can be used as a weapon. So they built a wall. Tall, even beautiful from the outside. They appear independent, focused, successful. Someone who needs no one. But on the inside, Capricorn wants exactly what we all want. To be seen, to be chosen, to have someone who stays when things get hard. The problem is that wanting that terrifies them completely. Because truly wanting someone means truly being able to lose someone. And for a Capricorn mind that calculates risk in everything, career, finances, every decision, emotional vulnerability is the most frightening risk of all. So they stall. Not consciously. They don't always know they're doing it. But every time the relationship grows more intense, more real, closer to the point of no return, something inside them pulls the brake. It's a protection mechanism disguised as pragmatism. And the cruel irony is this. The more they like you, the longer they take. Because the deeper the feeling, the greater the risk. And the greater the risk, the harder the protection mechanism kicks in. If the Capricorn in your life is taking their time, it may be because you matter too much for them to risk getting it wrong. If this is making sense to you, subscribe to Capricorn Secrets right now. We go deep where other channels stay on the surface. So how does Capricorn commit? What happens inside them when they finally say yes? It's not a dramatic moment. There won't be a declaration in a public square. There won't be tears of epiphany. It's a quiet decision, a certainty that arrives slowly like dawn. And when it arrives, it is unshakable. Let me walk you through what happens in the Capricorn psyche before that moment. First, they need to see consistency. Capricorn doesn't believe in words. They believe in patterns. Do you show up when you said you would? Do you act the same when they're doing well and when they're struggling? Are you still the same person after 3 months, 6 months, a year? They are collecting data. Every time you're consistent, a brick is laid. Every time you break a pattern, they take note, not in a cold or calculating way, but because life has taught them that people reveal who they are over time, not through words. Second, they need to feel emotionally safe. And here's the point no one talks about. Emotional safety for Capricorn doesn't mean comforting them. It means not punishing them for their vulnerability. If one day they let a weakness slip, an insecurity, a fear, a moment where they don't have everything under control, and you use that against them later in an argument, the door closes forever. But if you hold that moment with care, if they realize they can be human with you without losing their dignity, something inside them begins to shift. Third, the commitment needs to make sense for the life they're building. This sounds cold, but hear me out. For Capricorn, love and life are not separate things. They won't commit to someone who pulls them in a direction opposite to where they're headed. Not out of selfishness, but because they know that relationships without a shared vision turn into resentment. If you can show them that your directions are compatible, that your core values align, that together your life can be stronger than apart, you're not just winning their heart. You're speaking their language. When these 3 elements come together, consistency, emotional safety, and life alignment, Capricorn commits. And when they commit, you have by your side the most loyal, most solid, most present person you will ever know. Now, let me talk about the mistakes. The mistakes people make with Capricorn that undo months, sometimes years, of careful building. Mistake number 1, the pressure. Are we a thing? Are you seeing me seriously? When are you going to make a decision? Every one of those questions, asked at the wrong time, is a stone thrown at the foundation they're building. Not because they don't want to answer, but because they don't respond well to what feels like an ultimatum or insecurity. For Capricorn, pushing for a commitment before they're ready is the clearest sign that the other person can't trust the process. And if you can't trust the process, how are they supposed to trust you with a lifetime? Mistake number 2, the games. Manufactured jealousy, veiled threats, disappearing to see if they'll chase you, going quiet to seem more desirable. Capricorn detects games with frightening precision, and they won't chase. They will register that you play games, and they will conclude that you're not safe. That with you, they'll always need to be on guard. For someone who already carries the weight of the world on their shoulders, the last thing they need is a relationship that feels more like a trap than a home. Mistake number 3, constant emotional instability. Look, everyone has bad days. Everyone has dramatic moments. Capricorn understands that, and they will be there for you in your hard times. But if every week brings a new crisis, if emotions shift like weather and they never know which version of you they're going to find, they start recalculating the risk. They don't need perfection. They need solid ground. Someone who, even in difficult moments, maintains a foundation of stability. Because they want to be your safe harbor. But they also need to feel you can be theirs. Now let me tell you about Capricorn when they finally open up. Because there's a version of Capricorn that almost no one ever gets to see. It's the 3 a.m. Capricorn. When everyone else has gone to sleep, when the armor comes down, when there's nothing left to prove to anyone. That Capricorn is deeply romantic. They're the kind of person who remembers the date you first met, who holds every meaningful conversation in their heart, who imagines your future together in detail they'll never say out loud, until the day they decide you are the right person. When a Capricorn truly loves you, they love you forever. Not in a possessive way, in the sense that their decision is conscious, mature, unwavering. They don't commit on impulse, so they don't regret on impulse. When they say, I want this with you, what they're really saying is, I've considered every scenario. I've seen you at your best and your worst. I know my fears, and I'm choosing you anyway. And then begins the most beautiful and least known phase of Capricorn love. They will plan the future with you, not in vague terms. Concretely, in 2 years, I want us to be here. I want to build this with you. A committed Capricorn in love treats your shared future like a joint project, with the same seriousness they bring to everything that matters to them. They will show up, quietly, consistently, through actions. Don't expect grand declarations every day. Expect them to be there, to follow through, to handle things. And when you are truly, deeply struggling, it's the Capricorn who will stay awake with you until the storm passes, even without knowing what to say. Because for them, being present is the greatest I love you there is. Have you ever felt this with a Capricorn? Tell us in the comments. Capricorn Secrets exists for exactly this conversation. So here you are, in love with a Capricorn, waiting, and you need to know what to do. First, and most importantly, don't abandon yourself while waiting for them. This is the classic trap. You put your life on hold. You stop going out, stop making plans, stop growing, all waiting for them to decide. And then, paradoxically, you become less attractive to them. Because Capricorn falls for the person who has their own life, who is building something, who doesn't need them to exist. You need to keep being the person who attracted them in the first place. Second, be direct. Once, don't play games. Don't give ultimatums. But one clear, honest, drama-free conversation. I like you. I want something real. Can you tell me where you stand on this? Capricorn respects direct honesty far more than games. They may not have the answer right away, but they will take it seriously. Third, give them genuine space. Not the strategic disappearing act of someone playing games. Real space from someone who has a life and isn't waiting by the window. When you stop pressing, Capricorn breathes. And when they breathe, they can actually feel what they feel. Fourth, know your limits. Waiting is noble, but waiting indefinitely with no signal is not patience. It's self-sacrifice. You need to have a clear boundary for yourself. How long are you willing to wait? That answer doesn't need to be said out loud to them, but you need to know it, because the right Capricorn, the Capricorn who is truly building something with you, will recognize your worth and will not leave you waiting forever. And if they keep stalling indefinitely with no movement toward you at all, that is important information too. There's a truth I need to tell you, even if it stings a little. Loving a Capricorn will transform you, not in the easy way, in the way that real love transforms. It demands you grow. It forces you to examine your own patterns. It teaches you about patience in a way no other relationship can. If you stayed with me this far, it's because something inside you recognizes that what you have with this Capricorn is different. It's not simple, but it's real. And the reality is, the deepest relationships rarely are simple. When you understand why Capricorn takes so long, when you stop reading the delay as rejection and start reading it as depth, you change the equation entirely. You stop being against their process, and you start being inside it. And when Capricorn realizes you understand that you're not rushing, that you're building alongside them at their pace without losing your own, something shifts. The wall doesn't fall, but a door appears, and they open it for you. So, today here on Capricorn Secrets, we went deep. You understood that Capricorn doesn't love slowly because of a lack of feeling. They love slowly because for them, commitment is permanent, and nothing permanent is built in a hurry. You understood that behind a wall lives a deeply romantic soul with a capacity for love that few signs can match, as long as they trust enough to show it. You understood that the path to a Capricorn's heart is not pressure, not games, not perfection. It's consistency, emotional safety, and authenticity. And you understood that when a Capricorn finally opens up, what you receive is for life. If this video moved something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Leave a comment telling us your Capricorn story. And if you haven't subscribed to Capricorn Secrets yet, now is the time. We don't stay on the surface here. We go where it matters. See you in the next one. Blackheart.